4 years ago, I moved to a new town, and I honestly thought the hardest part would be finding decent coffee. Turns out, it was finding connection. I was the city kid. I walked too fast, talked too fast, and apparently had a facial expression that didn't quite fit the local rhythm. Now, no one was being rude, but I could feel it. That subtle distance. You know, when people are smiling with their mouths, but not their eyes? Yeah, that. I realized something. People were making decisions about me before I even said hello. And those decisions, they stuck. I remember walking into the local grocery store for the first time. Two women glanced at me, then quickly turned back to their carts. That glance, less than a second, was all it took for their brains to decide who I was. But I didn't know that back then. So I started thinking to myself, was it me? Did I need to change who I was to fit in? Eventually, I did make friends. But the question never left me. Why? Just why do those first few seconds matter so much? That's what I'm here to explore with you all today. Because rebuilding human connection starts with rethinking those first impressions. And yes, I want to build a connection with every one of you right now. In fact, look at the person sitting next to you. Go ahead. According to the numbers, you've already judged them. Don't worry, they've judged you too. So now that's out of the way, let's talk science. We're told not to judge a book by its cover, but our brains, they're skimming through the pages, checking the author, and posting a review, all before even the first sentence is read. According to researchers at Princeton, it takes just 1/10 of a second to judge someone's attractiveness and trustworthiness. That's 4 times faster than the blink of an eye. Literally. Now, why so fast? It's because your brain is always running a survival app in the background. It's called the amygdala, a tiny almond-shaped part of your brain that processes emotions and social cues. Then, it filters what you see and assigns an emotional score to the people you meet. Friendly, sketchy, a leader, a threat, all in milliseconds. Now, back in ancient times, this was a great feature to have. My great-great-great-grandfather wasn't on a date. He was on a battlefield. He didn't have time to think, I wonder if this guy shooting at me will be my friend. It was fight or flight, not a follow on Instagram, nor a friend on Facebook. And that brain wiring, still with us today, generations later. And I felt it, standing in line at the supermarket, watching the cashier's eyes flicker from my shoes to my face, while giving me that fake smile. I wasn't on a battlefield, but my body didn't know that. I tensed and withdrew myself, all because of a look. But it's not just your brain, it's your body too. Your face, your hands, your voice. They're giving TED Talks of their own in every first encounter. I like to think of it like this. When we meet someone new for the first time, our brain builds a social hierarchy. That person's posture, tone, or even how confidently they walk, all feed into a silent comparison. Are they above me, below me? I felt that every time I entered a new conversation. I felt like I was below others, or rather others placed themselves above me. The problem is, this mental ranking system does not create any connection, but distance. And tension often ruins a relationship before it even begins. So, what happens when we get it wrong? When our first impressions don't match the truth? That's where it gets dangerous. Enter confirmation bias. Our brain's way of clinging to first judgments like it's holding onto a grudge. Once I was labeled too much, too fast, different. Everything I did, people filtered everything they saw to fit that lens. It didn't matter if I was thoughtful or kind. It never landed. Then there's the primacy effect. The idea that what we see or hear first holds more weight than anything that comes after. It's like your brain's way of saying, we met them once 5 months ago for 10 seconds, and we didn't like them. Case closed. That's where it gets dangerous. We could be ignoring meaningful and authentic relationships all because of a look that lasted less than a second. Now, why am I telling you all of this? It's to teach you to be aware of yourselves and of others. First, your facial expressions. A soft smile, a raised brow, they tell people who you are. And posture matters more than you think. Standing or sitting upright doesn't just look confident, it feels confident. And confidence is often all it takes to gain someone's trust. And yes, smile, not the fake, plastered kind, but a real, genuine human smile. A smile that says, I'm here. A smile that says, I'm willing to be someone you consider a friend. Now, let's talk fidgeting. We've all seen it. Tapping feet, playing with a pen, checking your watch. These little movements can scream, I'd rather be anywhere but here. Stillness, on the other hand, resembles focus, presence, and respect. Now, tone. You can say, I understand, in a way that feels supportive. Or you can say, I understand, in a way that feels dismissive. Your tone adds emotional texture to the words you're saying, telling people whether to stay or walk away. And finally, don't just listen, engage. Because whether you're in a Zoom meeting or in person, nod, lean in, show the person in front of you, I'm here, I'm with you. That type of presence builds connection faster than any perfect sentence ever could. Because in every interaction, whether it's a Zoom call, a conversation with a friend, or a stranger on the street, you're telling a story. So make sure your body tells the same story your words do. Because people may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And me, I'm still the fast-talking, loud-speaking city kid. But now, when I walk into that same grocery store, those two same women, they smile. And yes, this time with their eyes too. So, always remember, to close the distance between you and the person next to you, open yourselves up, approach, and engage. And you might just find yourself a friend for life. Keep this in mind. Before we connect minds, we connect hearts. And it all begins with the impression we leave in the first few seconds. Thank you.